Nick Shell. And I do think it's important from time to time. It's almost like a series, a mini series within my series, to just take a good look in the mirror and take a look at my hair loss. Just to really put things in perspective. So even when I have those good days where it's like, wow, okay, well, his hair loss isn't that bad. The reality is, it's just good lighting. And it's how it's fixed. Because that can go a long way, especially when you're Norwood 3 and thinning. So, off comes the hat. We're going to look in the mirror, under the lights, under the worst circumstances. Let's see what I'm actually dealing with now that I've got shorter hair. Yeah, you're like, whoa, what? Yeah, that's real. That is. We haven't even looked in all the mirrors beside me yet. I mean, this is how I wake up. And it's funny because it's like, it's so obvious what's happening here. I've ultimately got my Norwood 4 patch, but I've got just enough here that when it's combed right, but it's almost like a cowlick situation. It's not actually bald there, but it's like it naturally grows its own way. So if you pull this down, it really accentuates that. So let's look in the mirror. Again, I'm age 36, in case you're new to this channel and don't know that. Let's just look at my hair under the worst possible circumstances. You'll also see what appears, I mean, it's thinning all on top. So if it's pushed a certain way, it's going to be obvious. So look at this from the top. Look at that. There's the money shot right there. You see how thin it truly is on top, and especially with shorter hair. I'm not saying that it accentuates it, but at the same time, it can bring more light to it if it's not fixed just right. It can. That's the top of my head. You can see that it's beyond a receding hairline. It's thinning. And we can definitely see the disconnect happening here, turning in closer to the Norwood 4. My hairline already comes up that far back. And then you've still got this little patch trying to hang on. It's Norwood 4 in the making. Now let's try to look from the other side and see if, there we go. Just wanted to see if, of course keep in mind, I'm under the lights. I just woke up. I have put, even though the project's ended, I still put some rosemary oil in my hair. So it's going to cause my hair to clump together more. But, so, this is still reality though. So what's funny, the next video you'll see me in, my hair will look pretty decent. But then you'll think back to this. I mean, look at this. Like a unicorn situation. So we can say that I'm lucky to still have this much hair at 35, but I'm also really good at knowing how to fix my hair in a way that it doesn't show these things. If anything's not as bad as I thought, it's actually the very back, where I started originally noticing some thinning. That bothered me a lot less than this and this. So I think that back part's the worst, or the least of my worries. There we go. Well, alright, so now I have to give this disclaimer because there's people that are new here and that aren't going to get it. Okay? There's going to be people who are tempted to say, shave it, get a hair transplant, take Propecia. They're going to tell me to do one of those three things. And when they say that, that's reflecting their own value and belief system. Because what they're saying is, well, Nick, if I were in your situation, I would do that. I would do one of those things. But keep in mind, I don't care about my hair loss. I'm just making a video series to kind of show the process of hair loss. I'm going to let my hair fall out, and then I'll eventually buzz it off when the time's right, when I feel like it in my heart. I don't feel like it in my heart right now. But remember, if you tell me what I should do about my hair loss, you're reflecting yourself and perhaps your own insecurity, because I'm not insecure. I'm not freaking out about this. This is not a video about, oh no, I'm losing my hair. This is a video about, I'm losing my hair, and this is how it happens. For me, it's a lot slower than it could have been. So I'm still a very confident person. I'm not actually going around worried about this. I know a minute ago I said the word worried. I said the part that actually worries me. But I just meant that as far as seeing the progress of how the hair is, thinning and falling out and all that stuff. So, again, disclaimer. If you tell me what I should do about my hair, you're basically saying, well, if I were in your shoes, this was definitely what I would do, because my own sense of self-worth and security would be based on me doing this. But that doesn't mean that I need to do that to be secure, because I'm completely confident, which is part of the reason people like my video series, that I can talk about hair loss in confidence, and it's not about, oh no, it's the end of the world. This is what's I've always expected to happen. It just happened a little bit later, not earlier than I thought. So are we clear on that? Because when I know people are still in those comments, and remember, for everyone else reading the comments, know that that person who told me to buzz my head, take Propecia, or get a hair transplant, that person needs one of those things to be secure in who they are. I don't. I'm happy as the professor to confidently say, this is how hair loss happens. And I'm just serving as a model or as a teacher on how this happens. I am Nick Shell, and I am losing my hair. And you know what? I'm still just as confident, actually more confident than I've ever been, because I learned how to rely on other things other than hair, which is a horrible investment to begin with, since so many of us lose our hair to begin with. And again, that does not bother me. I'm not worried about it, and it definitely doesn't affect my self-esteem or value of myself.